And there we go. On the plate to heat up. So first thing is first, so I'm gonna do it now. Usually I have my little on, but I have brought them into the vehicles and I've put them in different places, um, which I need to really this glass. So I'm gonna go around this entire thing first with this blade, and then I'm gonna come back with I have these plastic playing cards. Like I need to keep the screen, so it's not just like that. Okay, and I'm just gonna leave my blade. Plastic playing cards. I like to use them in situations like this because what happens is the camera not working. So I like to use these when I'm getting into like a new repair that I don't know what's behind all of it, right? So I don't know if there's wires here, and I don't want to short any wires out. So I get a plastic playing cards and just run them along side, and just like this. So I'm just gonna keep going around, and I am gonna use some more alcohol. I think. No, I think we're good. So we'll just keep running it along the side. Right here felt kind of stuck, so and you can see how the screen right here is kind of showing some pressure. So I'm gonna help relieve the pressure with some alcohol here. I'm just gonna let it kind of drip in to these corners here and loosen that up a little bit. Just like that. Just like that. So let's continue on this corner right here. Here. And down the side. It's already shattering right there. So we're gonna come back on this side because I really want to avoid getting the glass everywhere. So on this side right here, same thing. Going with my plastic playing card, and I'm just put on the edge. And I think that should do it. I think the screen is ready to come out now. Make sure over here. There we go. And that screen is coming right out. And it's probably still in the same condition where the screen is working. Yep. So right here where we had to push in a little bit more, you can see where the LCD is broken, which is okay. And get our tool out. Our plastic playing card again. This side. I have screws everywhere, man. Okay. That's all the way out. Okay. And so we have to remove these screws right here. And that way we can disconnect. I think we can get it out right here. We can disconnect the battery and the actual screen. And that way we can work on this thing, replace the screen safely without causing any more damage to this device. That's very important, is to make sure that you always disconnect the battery. You know, when I go to other shops and I see them replacing these and they don't disconnect the battery, I feel bad because I know eventually they're going to end up breaking this device, and then I'm going to have to fix it, whether it's a backlight issue or something like that. That's what usually happens. So my advice is to make sure that you disconnect the battery. Should be good. I'm not sure if I have sound. If not, then maybe we'll just redo this video with voiceover. But hopefully I have everything. Now I'm not sure if there's more screws that I need to take out. I'm just taking these ones out because they're right along this area right here where the battery and the LCD connector is. So I take those ones out, and that way I can try to disconnect the battery and also disconnect the screen safely. But I want to disconnect the battery first. And it looks like, so this actually goes all the way over here. I don't think that's necessary to go all the way over there removing that. So I'm going to stop right here and just kind of gently lift it. But let's get these screws out first. That way they don't go flying and I lose them. There we go. And now we can lift this. Yep, there we go. And let's disconnect the battery first, like I said. And now we disconnect the screen. Simply put your tool, just lift up a little bit. And there we go. So now we have our ribbon cable, which we're going to need, I think, this one and this one. Let's look at our new screen that we got and see what we actually need. So here's our new screen. We still haven't opened the box yet. I like to wait to open these boxes because I'm such an unorganized person for now that I need to make sure that I always keep that in mind when when I get a device in for repair, that I have to not open a box until I go in for the repair, not take it apart until I'm ready for the repair also, because if not, the screws and everything else will be gone. what happens sometimes is I'll wait, and like the other day, I thought I got the right LCD for a computer, and instead of getting a 30 pin, I got a 40 pin. And now I have that computer in pieces, which I don't like to do, but that's how it is for now. And yeah, it just kind of, kind of throws my work off. So I'm being careful with these. These ribbon cables and these connectors are usually easy to break. So trying to be very careful. Okay, and we have that cable out. So oh, we also need the board. So there was no need for me to actually remove that because we need the board also. If you really want to, yes, you can add some heat to this, and it will help this remove this board. That's also another option. Hopefully, I don't knock that over. So let's just add the one to the LCD first while the actual alcohol kind of soaks in there. There we go. That one is in place. And while the alcohol is still working, remove this connector also. Trying not to ruin this pool, man. Really, really trying not to. All right. Our tool is just kind of sliding like butter through it now. Still going to leave it a little bit longer. Let's disconnect the ribbon cable. And finish sliding my tool through. Like I said, you can add heat to this if you'd like to. It will help remove this um the board. So what I'm gonna do next is to make this a little bit easier on myself. While I still have the connector up like this, I'm just gonna connect it and then fold the connector over. I find this to be a lot easier than trying to fold the connector and it up. That. And you just have to make sure that your connector is lined up. Okay, so let's put some glue down here. Kind of ruined this one already because I didn't put the top back on it. Let's see if we can find one of the pins to, or not the pins, but the top for it. Okay, here we go. We got the top. All right, I found my other tweezer. I can put that one back. Okay, it's not gonna work. So I'm just gonna simply pull this out and I'm gonna spread this and let it sit for a little bit. That should be good. While that's happening, let's go ahead and our other ribbon cable right here. Part that says LCD obviously should go to the LCD. And then we'll get the tape from this one and we will put the tape on here. The tape really helps the ribbon cable from slipping out. If you don't have the tape anymore, you can use can't remember the name of this tape right now. My brain is frozen up. Sick. I'm not gonna blame it on that, but I just can't think of the name right now. But you can buy this tape and it works great for these applications. I'm gonna put it over this connector, hold it in place, and the glue is kind of tacky, I believe, so we can tack this in place now. It's not tacky enough yet. So if you really want to, you can use double side tape. You don't have to use any of this stuff. Double side tape works just as well. If that's all you have, just use it. It'll work great. Okay. And we'll just use see if we have any small clamps. I used to have small clamps. Let's see if I still have any of them that I can use just to kind of hold this in place as it dries. Uh, no small clamps. I'm gonna use one of these ones. They're not super large, but they're like I said, we're just kind of tacking it in place for now, and that should work. Okay, so what's next? We could put some adhesive around here. You can use double side tape also again if you'd like to hold this in place. I like to use the same glue that I used over there. I find this to work out a lot better when I use it, like even on iPhones. It really keeps them in place. I don't have to worry about later on the screen kind of falling out and then the customer complaining that I never put the screen in properly. So I kind of use this glue. Um, and if I need to remove the screen, yes, it does come out fairly easy also. You're trying to remove this. So no need to worry about that. I know that's what a lot of people is thinking is like, what happens when you go to remove the screen? Um, it's pretty easy still with that glue. And we just want to get, I'm just going to get this little area right here at the top where you see no adhesive. It's going to put a little bit along the edge. Trying to drag out whatever is there already. Sure that nothing gets on the camera. Oh, all right. So with all that said and done, let's connect up our screen. Like that. And connect up our battery. We're going to go ahead and turn it on. At least I think. Wherever, if I can find a button, I'll turn it on. Over here. And while that's turning on, we'll go ahead and we'll start putting the screws back in place. Have a little shard of glass right here I want to remove. And I'm pushing this upwards, that way it doesn't go land inside the tablet. So that's what you want to do. If you're removing those glass, push them up and not down, or lift them up, I should say, and that way they don't end up inside your tablet. I've had that way too many times. Either that or like the iPads, I usually get um, the hot glue string ends up inside underneath the screen, which really sucks. I have one coming back for that. Even when I try my best not to get it like that, so just be very careful with your screen if it's off the edge like mine is, because I'm making sure that the air gets to it and it helps the glue get tacky. So when I go to put the screen in place, it's pretty much tacked down already. I just clamp it and let it sit for about 30 to 45 minutes, and this thing won't go anywhere. We'll clean up this little bit of glue right here. And last screw. Check on this glue. This glue is still kind of tacked. It's still kind of not all the way dry. Okay, wipe it like that, and you can get a little bit of alcohol to help you clean it up. Okay, there we go. So let's make sure that we don't have any screws or anything like that stuck to our screen before we go to lay it down, because if you do and you have anything in the way, you're going to end up cracking this. That looks good. Just make sure that you line it up or you squeeze. Okay, that looks good. And it all looks good, right? We can see our edge and we don't have any of the screen over the edge. And then we clamp it. Add a few more clamps. And that's how we just clamp it. So we can test it again just to make sure. And we got touch. Good. Okay. That's it, guys. That's a quick video on how to replace the Samsung Tab S9 FE LCD and glass replacement. Really, really quick repair. Nothing fancy. And here's a little secret that I found out. This screen you can buy on Amazon the same way you buy it on Mobile Centrics, and the price is around the same. Usually Mobile Centrics is the cheapest, but when it comes down to this part, they weren't the cheapest. So because they weren't the cheapest, I just went ahead and ordered on Amazon, and I got it the very next day. Sometimes I do that with parts only because it's a lot faster, and customers want to get their device back as quick as possible. Whenever I can, if the price is about the same, I usually go to like Amazon to order. They're gonna have just as good of a warranty as anywhere else that you buy. The only difference is if you have a part that's been sitting for a long time, you can send it back to mobile. Give you. So I thank you guys for watching. I will see.